Depois de mandar mais tropas para o Afeganistão, o presidente Obama espera o resultado de mais esta notícia controvertida para sua popularidade em baixa.
10 meses depois de chegar à Casa Branca, carregando as esperanças de milhões de americanos e de cidadãos de outros países, Obama vê o seu prestígio se esgarçar. O que aconteceu?
As Commander-in-Chief, I have determined that it is in our vital national interest to send an additional 30,000 U.S. troops to Afghanistan.
Barack Obama anunciou esta semana a escalada na guerra do Afeganistão. É a decisão mais arriscada dos seus 10 meses de governo e a que ele levou mais tempo para tomar. Obama conseguiu desagradar a sua base, os jovens que são contra a guerra, e também a oposição, os republicanos que são a favor da guerra, porque marcou data para a retirada americana, julho de 2011. O que irritou o senador John McCain. O sucesso ou fracasso nessa guerra poderá definir o governo Obama. A decisão de elevar para 100 mil o número total de tropas americanas na guerra contra o Talibã vem num momento difícil para Obama, que parece estar vivendo um inferno astral. Na visita à Ásia, em novembro, ele foi criticado por ter se curvado diante do imperador do Japão. Os adversários não perdoaram. Viram aí a imagem de um presidente fraco e subserviente diante do resto do mundo. Obama visitou a muralha da China e esbarrou na resistência dos chineses a fazer qualquer concessão a Washington. Os inimigos descreveram a passagem pela China como um desastre diplomático. Antes, na reunião dos países do Pacífico, em Singapura, Obama decepcionou o movimento ambientalista. Anunciou que não vai sair um tratado internacional na Conferência do Clima em Copenhague. O presidente americano participará só da abertura da reunião, onde vai oferecer um corte de emissões considerado insuficiente. De lá, ele segue para Oslo, onde recebe o Nobel da Paz. Mas o prêmio foi dado por promessas que Obama ainda não cumpriu. A paz no Oriente Médio continua distante. Israel resiste à pressão americana para deter os assentamentos ilegais nos territórios palestinos. Obama visitou mesquitas, comemorou o Ramadã na Casa Branca e foi ao Egito convidar o mundo islâmico ao diálogo, mas ainda é visto com desconfiança. Estendeu a mão ao Irã, chegou a anunciar um acordo inicial com o regime dos ayatolás, mas os iranianos voltaram atrás e se mostram mais dispostos do que nunca a levar adiante o programa nuclear. Na política interna, o quadro não é melhor. Continua travada a reforma do sistema de saúde e o desemprego em alta desafia o programa do governo de estímulo à economia. Pelas pesquisas de opinião, o apoio popular a Obama caiu abaixo de 50%, mas nas ruas de Nova York ele ainda tem a aprovação da maioria.
You know, he came in with a lot of problems. Obviously, it's big problems, and you know, the war in Afghanistan, war in Iraq, you know, the economy. He came in at a really bad time, so he's got a lot of issues going on that he's trying to work with. But you know, the guy's doing the best if he can. We can't expect him to fix everything at once.
External relationship, I think, has been good for the country. In terms of inside the country, I don't know what he has done. I know that he's trying to pass a health reform, and I don't think he's done much.
I think he's making real progress, especially in the financial side. I mean, we were close to a meltdown, and things seem to be recovering right now.
He's trying to focus more on the people than, you know, the country, and I think in this type of economy we kind of need to focus on our country and not the people so much.
I think he apologizes for America a little too much.
I think he's doing a fabulous job. I think that new face of America that he is conveying to the rest of the world is, he truly is a man, you know, he deserved the Nobel Peace Prize.
O Sem Fronteiras ouviu a editora do jornal The Nation, Katrina vanden Heuvel, que apoiou a eleição de Obama.
Any president starts losing popularity at the end of a first year. The popularity on Afghanistan, I think, is a mark where he's at 35% in terms of his handling of the war. I think is a measure of a nation which is war-weary after the disaster in Iraq. We've been in Afghanistan 8 years. We're looking at another $100 billion if we go in, as he talked about. So I think that is a measure of falling popularity. But he was like the, you know, not for progressives who I think understood who he was, which was a liberal centrist, but he was either the Messiah or someone who walked on water. Well, he's a good swimmer, but he doesn't walk on water. And for many Americans, that is a waking up process.
Is there a growing feeling that this White House, the Obama White House, is either weak or amateurish or compromises too much on many issues?
Well, I think one has to go back to the campaign.
If you will stand with me and fight with me.
There was a sense in the campaign of hope and of electoral politics driving a new agenda, of a new kind of candidate. But campaigning is very different than governing. And I think you have a very political White House. You have a president, no longer a candidate, who is cautious, who is a pragmatist, who is a realist, and who is a centrist liberal in a Washington where you have, and I have to admit I did not anticipate a Republican Party coming out full guns in such an oppositionist, obstructionist way. So I think there are a number of factors which lead people to say, what happened to the Obama we voted for? But I don't think that's a fair comparison. Yes, I am disappointed, I am saddened, but I'm also realistic that we have to build the change we seek, and that if we engage in this betrayal sweepstakes, he betrayed us, we are going to squander our energy and do just what our adversaries would like, disempower ourselves.
Do you sometimes get mad at things that Obama is doing?
Yeah, but then I kind of sit up and I think...
Well, what things?
Well,
what was the last thing that made you mad?
Well, last night, I don't know if I was more saddened. I was more saddened. I felt it was a very painful moment to watch a president with so much promise as a reform president engaging in an escalation, which I don't believe is vital to our national security, and taking a country into war. I didn't say this, I'm not as cynical, I love my husband, but he said to me, I don't want to watch the speech, I've seen this movie before. He is older than I am, in the Vietnam generation, and I think, yes, people are progressives, are saddened, are angry, are despairing, are frustrated, some are in a rage.
How would you score his foreign policy in general?
I do think he is an ethical realist. He is much more of a multilateralist, but again, it is difficult with Afghanistan, and of course with the excesses of the Bush-Cheney torture regime. He's closing Guantanamo, yet he retains some of these secret sites. He retains elements of this kind of national security state, which will take, I think, decades to roll back. So again, he could be doing more, but there is great anger in certain communities, the civil liberties community, that he has continued rather than done more to check the excesses.